In this section, we are taking one very important portion or very important part of our syllabus. Friend functions are very important in every question paper, every university question paper. We have one of the question from this friend function. Okay. This friend function is a non-member function which can access the private members of a class. So let's say one example from our real life. If we have a friend, a best friend, we will share our secrets to that friend. So just like that, here we have the non-member function. He is member. It's not a member function. Just like our family, say we have a family with us, okay, we have a best friend, okay, they are not one of our family member, but we to that friend we can share everything like our secrets. So here also in this case the friend functions are the non-member functions, okay, friend to that class, friend to that family. You can it is analogous to that that thing, okay. He knows the secrets of this class, okay. Here in this context, the secret means what? Secret is our private or protected members of this friend function, this class, okay. So this friend functions can access the private or protected members of that class. So what you will use for creating a friend function? For creating a friend function, the prototype of this friend function, this non-member function, must be declared or it must be present inside the class, okay. The prototype must be present inside the class definition, okay. So and we have to use this the keyword friend inside that, okay. So let's get an example of this thing. So here in this example you can see class name in public, okay, it must be mentioned in public also, public friend RDT. This is a return data type, okay. You have to mention the friend keyword. This is a return data type, this is a function name and the former parameter. So this, you know, this is the prototype of that function underscore name, okay. So this prototype must be present inside the class definition with the keyword friend. So this is an example. So here, which is the friend here, which function is a friend here? The sum is the friend of my class. And what is the peculiarity of this sum? It can access the my classes objects private variables a comma b, okay. If we are mentioning like this is a prototype of sum, okay, this is a prototype of sum. It is accepting one my class object, okay. And if you are mentioning like this, it can access the a and b which is private in this my class, and we can use it if you are mentioning it as friend to this my class, okay. So what are the advantages of using the friend functions? This can be asked as a 3-mark, 2-mark or 4-mark question, okay. So friend function can be used whenever we are overloading the operators. This is very important topic that we will discuss later, okay. And when we create the input output overloaded functions, okay, then two or more class members are interrelated, and if we want to carry out the communication to other parts of the program, okay, if we want to interchange any data between different objects of the same class, okay, or different objects of different classes also. If we are using this as a friend to both the classes, we can communicate, or the classes or the objects of that classes can communicate with each other. So this is one of the practice problem. Here you have to create a class accounts. Okay, this class accounts will have a function, member function read. Okay, so this is for what? Reading the sales and purchase details. Okay, here it must accept what and what? Sales and purchase details. And here we have to create a friend function which is doing what? Print the total tax to pay. Okay, this is doing what? It will print the total tax to pay. So if you are giving an accounts object, it will provide the total tax to pay. So this will be calculating like this: 4% of the profit is our tax. How we will get the profit? It is sales minus purchase. Okay, so like that you can do it. The next is friend classes. Just like we have seen the friend functions, these are the classes which is friend to another class. Okay, so it can access the protected and private members of the class in which it is defined. Okay, so here is a friend class declaration. Let's say this is our class A. Okay, this is our A class, and here we have mentioned like friend class B class. So what we are doing is this, we are mentioning it here that this class B class is a friend of this A class, so it can access the private as well as the protected. Public is also available. Okay, so private, all the private, protected, public members of this A class. Okay, so let's say in this B class we have the public function A class AC. Here we can accept the object of this A class here, this fn1, which is a function inside B class, and it can access the private variable a var inside it. Okay, using the object of AC here, ac.avar is available inside the fn1 which is present in B class. Okay, but here in this case this A class functions cannot access any of these private variables, but B class can access the A classes private as well as protected variables. So this is one of the exam practice programs program you can execute. Okay, let us see one example here. Okay, in this example, let's say okay, here in this cases, in this example we can see class my class, two elements are the A and B. Okay, here I have mentioned as this void sum my class X is a friend of this my class. Okay, and there is a setval function which initializes the A and B. Okay, so inside this what's happening, and I have mentioned like what by class X is accepted in this sum. Okay, and it is displaying the X's A and X's B, which is a private member of this my class object. Okay, so normally it is not accessible to any other place or any other function, but I have mentioned this function as a friend to this my class, so it can access it. Okay, so what will happen here? My class A is created, and I have set the values of A and B as 10 and 20. Okay, and I am calling this function. This is a non-member function. Sum is a non-member function, and I am passing this object into that sum. So what will happen here? It will produces the output as 10 and 20 as the output. Let us see the output. So the output is like this, 10 and 20. I haven't mentioned any end till here, that's why it's giving in the same line as 10. Okay, so the output will be what? It will be printing. Let's build it. Okay, now it's executing, and it will print x dot a is what, our 10, x dot b is our 20. Okay, so in this case the sum can access what? A and b, which is private to this my class. Okay, let us define another function, void sum1. I have been mentioned this sum1 as a friend to this thing. Okay, let us build it. Okay, so what will happen here? This is the sum1 is not a friend of my class. Okay, so here you can see in this case there is an error here. What is an error? Int my class A is a private within this context. So in a normal function we cannot access the private members of a my class. Okay, so x dot a is not accessible inside the function sum1, and x dot b also not accessible inside the function. So I hope you all understood this. But in sum there is no problem to it can access the private members of x the my class object x. Okay, x dot a is also okay, x dot b is also okay.